What's up everybody, Andy here again from cryptocomparo.com. So I just want to talk to you firstly about Dapp that's been around for a while. It didn't really get off to a good start due to the game that they launched, Gears of Fortune. We'll talk about it, but they've worked hard. They've launched a new game now called DICE52, and it is of course 888 Tron, or 888 Tron, whatever you want to call it. So we'll have a quick look and we'll talk about it. Those of you who've seen previous videos will recognise the high-low card game from Tron Fish. It's a similar principle, but they suit those any poker players or anything. They suit the cards as well, and different odds based on the cards. So initially, when Tron 888 Tron launched, they had this game, if you remember it, when it loads, which a few people played. It was too hard to win on. It doesn't go in line with everybody else, so you can't really keep tabs of where everyone else is going. You can't replace it, just as separate. I don't think many people are playing this game now, if I'm honest. It just didn't pay out, and I think it was too much of a house edge. They have talked about crypto slots coming soon in the Telegram, and we'll look at that in a moment. But they've basically been working hard to rebrand, and they've just basically copied, but they've brought out DICE52. So a lot of people have been mining this because they've got an incentive running at the moment. So if we have a quick look at my bets, obviously we've been messing around, but we've been mostly doing over 2 of the diamonds. So if you can see, if you do the 2 of clubs, the only card you're going to lose out to is the 2 of spades, but you're actually getting 0.18 of a Tron if you used to do the 50 minimum bet. If you used to do it as 100, it might not let us because we've just used the polar Tron mining. No, it's not going to let us. But you can see you're not really getting much out your spin, and obviously if they have energy problems, then it will take more Tron off you than what you're actually winning, so it's pointless playing. So I've been doing it on 100 Tron, and if you just stick it up one, obviously this isn't financial advice, this is just me playing. Have a little play around. There's no real strategy, but if you're mining the coins for the dividends, then what I've been doing is doing it above the 2 of diamonds, and then that way it gives me roughly a multiplier of 1.02. So for every 100 Tron I was getting 2.4 back. If they did have energy issues, then the 4.1 would cover the energy issues, and I was still getting 2 Tron every spin. But the incentive they've got at the moment, they've rebranded, it's 700 Tron per 888 token. This is actually 8 days away, so what they're doing now is the dividend pool is collecting every single day until February 5th. Then we'll have a 48-hour clock, and then it will pay out the dividends to the people who've mined the coins and frozen the coins on the 7th of February. It will then do the dividends every 48 hours. So obviously it's a bit different from what everyone else is doing, where it's every day, but it may obviously give it a chance for the dividends to get a bit higher and for the decent payout. So a lot of the whales have, obviously why Anti's been down at the moment trying to find its bomb, a lot of the whales have been jumping in and out of these, and some of the other games we'll talk about in a moment. I'll be honest, I haven't really done much with this because it's once bitten twice shy, but I think I'll have a little dabble of it when I get some of the dividend payments tomorrow. But you can see we've got 112 tokens frozen. If I don't do anything, we'll get roughly 2,364 Tron on February 7th. So I will continue to mine this. I'm not going to put too much money into it. I'm just going to mine it. I want to try and keep around about 1%. And I know this is obviously a lot now because it'll be 1,462 roughly. But if I can try and mine it and keep within 0.5 to 1%, then I should have good dividend payments. But yeah, to be honest, stay away from Gears of Fortune. It's not in your favour. It doesn't seem to be. A lot of people ain't promoting that anymore. DICE52 seems the way to go. If you're going to do it, obviously you've probably got your own strategy, but you can go lower than an ace, or you can draw. A good feature that you actually do is they draw equal to. So say you had the ace of clubs and you draw to the ace of clubs, then you get 50 times your multiplier, which is good, and a few people have done that. It's in a Telegram group as well. We just click on the Telegram group, you can see. So this guy seems legit. He's one of the admin of it. It tells you obviously the 5th or 7th of February is 3 million in the pot at the moment. Other people like Sir Trevor and James and other people, their groups reckon it's probably going to get around to about 10 million, maybe more. It all depends if people FOMO in towards the last day. But yeah, still early days on this. 700 Tron will stay the same, and then what's going to happen is once the dividends does the first dividend payment, then every 48 hours the value of the Tron will go up. So that's really good until all Tron's mined, to all the 888 tokens mined. So yeah, if you like the look of 888, or you've had a go of it and you've not really bothered with it before, or you've had a go of it in the past, didn't really like Gears of Fortune, then there's a link in the description below, check that back out. DICE3D. DICE3D, for those of you who've had a little go at DICE3D and look at the previous videos, know a lot of these are trying to copy like clones of TronBet. Obviously it's familiar, they're trying to entice certain players off TronBet, but this one's really good. Obviously it plays a bit havoc on the eyes with the glowing green, but you can see that you can go up to 98 odds and go above 2. Some of them are above 4 or below 96, so you have it's slightly more edge, it's slightly more in your favour. There's still about 1.5 to 2% edge on the house, but they have actually, there was a lot of issues where it was lagging, and they blamed the Tron grid like everybody else, or it wasn't recognising. I had issues as well where it wasn't recognising. I was also rolling with 2-3 windows open, and it was taking too much Tron off me, regardless of whether I've won or not. It worked out was because there was a delay in showing if we've won, so there's missing Tron. So Lucas in the Telegram group, he seems to be really active. He's getting in touch with everybody, and a lot of people, he seems to be fixing these issues. A lot of people are getting the tokens back, so I've put out to them, but I'm not touching this one now until I get me missing Tron back. But you can see we have 340 frozen. There's 1.1 million frozen in total. We're still on stage 1.2, so very early days. There's 1.5 mining promotion at the minute, and I think that's to entice the people back who did actually lose Tron. I'm going to wait until I get some dividend payments tomorrow, and then I'll have a little go, but I'm not going to waste too much money on this. I'm going to check the Telegram groups, make sure that the issue is fixed first, and before I delve back into this one. But yeah, we'll get about 105 Tron off this in a couple of hours. Hash Dice. So Hash Dice is another good one. So Hash Dice was down for a couple of days. They've fixed the issues with Hash Dice. They have some really good games. So they have the normal standard dice games, actual dice games, where you can roll above or below 6, and you can pick the odds. And you can see people are playing this, and the minimum bet you can start off as 20 Tron, which is really good because a lot of them are higher at 50 or 100. You can see that you can get the amount back as well based on the slots. They do have a jackpot feature, which is good and gets one very frequently. If you bet 500 TRX per spin, a little number will be generated in the side here, and if that number equates to 888, then you get whatever's ever in the jackpot at the time. You then have this feature ×2, which is the 2 dice. So you just pick the dice between 1 to 12s, better odds. You have a coin flip, which is basically head to tails. It's 50-50 really. A lot of people who's mining this coin at the beginning, myself included, have just been doing it on the roll. So you can see with this one, it only goes up to 94 or goes to 1. So there is, obviously the house has got a higher edge here because there's 6 numbers that you could lose on. So what I've been doing is just been going at 94 and rolling below under 94. If we have a look at some of my bets in the past, you can see again we're doing it on 100 and you're getting 4 Tron every spin back. So you can actually roll this for a while, but you can see the 97. So you see the 100, you can see they do come on quite frequent, the numbers. Having said that, the dividends are still early days for this one, so it's still on stage 1. There's a lot of tokens in this one, so I do expect the dividends to dwindle over time, as opposed to the ones like DICE3D and 888 that have only got 100 million. But we've got 213,000 of these. The reason I'm going back to mining this slightly is because I think it'll pick up because they fixed the mining speeds, and also you get Vena tokens as well every day, so you're not just getting Tron, you're getting Vena, and you can sell Vena on exchanges as well. So I'm just collecting the Vena tokens at the moment. I'm using the Tron as dividend payments, but you can see there's already 24 million of these tokens frozen. If this gets over to like 100 million, obviously, and the dividend pot doesn't increase, we're not going to see much in here. So yeah, tread on this with caution, but links in the description below. Quickly, I'm just conscious of the time of the video. Tron Craft got off to a good start. Genesis Mining kind of haggard, declaring they were hacked. Then they've come back. Yeah, not much happening at Tron Vegas, Tron Craft at the moment. They are going to, so there's dividends today, 312 dividends. Obviously, it's just reset. We have 308,000 staked, but there's, if you look, there's 583 million of tokens staked. So you can see we're going to receive 0.17 TRX. I'll probably be dumping these, if I'm honest, once we can sell them, or we can play. I might just play with them if I'm honest. But the FOMO game is going to launch January 30th tomorrow. The good thing about this is you buy a key. Anyone then who buys keys after you get the percentage of whatever key. So I could buy one key, someone ahead of me could buy 1,000, and I'd get roughly 50%. I think it is according to, let's have a look. So I'm actually in the VIP group of Tron Craft. If we find the VIP, there we go. So here we go. So invite friends, let's have a look. No. So I think this is more to promote it for them, but let's have a look. Here we go. So the FOMO game has been tested. It will be officially launched on January 30th at 8 PM UTC plus 8. The price of the key will increase by 1 Tron every time someone buys. So it's going to go up really, really quickly. Players holding a key will receive the dividend from the following purchase. The countdown is 12 hours. Each purchase for a single key will reset the timer. The final prize of FOMO will be triggered randomly in the final hour. So it'll just, within the final hour, it'll just shut it down, and depending on how many keys you get a percentage of the jackpot, a bit like hit dapps. Added benefits for this one is there's a daily ranking bonus, is up to half of the FOMO final prize. So depending on how many keys you purchase, you can get a daily dividend on that, and then obviously you can invite your friends as well with the invitation link, and you'll get double the bonus for it during the first round. So that's quite cool. Hopefully they can get some players back on that. All bet is doing its thing. No sign of EOS coming at the minute. Dividends are kind of dying, if I'm honest. We're not going to get much on this now. Oh, it's not logged in actually. We've got just shy of 200,000 of these. We probably end up getting about 50 Tron, if that. You can see that total frozen is over 1 billion tokens now. So yeah, so it's diluted that. They are talking about burning some of the all bet tokens, which should hopefully increase the value. But if we hear more of that on the date, then I'll do that in future videos. Fishing Master, seems to be something wrong with the GTC dividends. Not many people playing with Tron at the moment, and I think that's down to the bit to rent airdrop on the 7th as well. So a lot of people are squirreling the Tron, not really wanting to gamble it at 100 Tron a spin. But yeah, still chipping away at this. We've got, if we have a quick look here, I was playing with GTC tokens to boost up the fish, but we've not been able to do that. So we've got 32,000, we're going to get 42 Tron, so it's something better than nothing, but obviously we need to get the dividends back up. And the last game, I tend to stay away from these idle games, if I'm honest, but like the shrimp farms and stuff, because it's just a con, it's a Ponzi pyramid. This one seems to be alright, to be honest. I've earned like 70 Tron, it's not much, but like 300 houses, it's like 300 Tron. Well, basically the gist of the game is you buy a house, it goes above it, you can see there's 21,000 Tron in the pot, and when this clock goes down to 0, then it gets paid out. So there's us, so no one's bought from us, so we just purchased before 5 shops, so these are our shops, and obviously people purchase shops on top of you. Another little cool fixture you can do, you can predict what you think the last shop will be when the clock goes to 0. So I've just been putting Tron in each of them, and then that way you'll get some Tron back as well. But yeah, links in the description for all these below as usual. But until next time, everybody, so goodbye.